Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk Chatter That Matters. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Sadaf Patel, the Prevention Education Director at An-Nisa Hope Center, and I'm very lucky to have with me today Iman, who is a certified clinical trauma professional level 2. Now, as you know, it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we've been talking about important issues surrounding this. Today, Iman is going to talk to us about emotional maturity. Iman, how are you doing? Welcome.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to Let's Talk. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so glad you came. So tell us, Iman, what does emotional maturity have to do with Domestic Violence Awareness Month or domestic violence awareness?
Yeah, so today I want to bring to your attention the aspect of emotional maturity and how it relates to survivors of domestic violence. As you know, domestic violence survivors go through so much, and so when we deal with survivors, we have to help them process their grief, their trauma. They suffer from grief and loss, depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. And so emotional maturity is part of therapy because emotional maturity is helping them grow and learn how to process their emotions. Unfortunately, trauma survivors, they're on survival mode. So they basically react in a defensive way. They bypass the brain and they react from their bodies through the fight, flight, freeze, and faint reactions. And so they don't know how to make meaning of what they're experiencing. So you see them mostly in defense mode. Either they show their emotions show up like in terms of anger or fight, fear, anxiety like flight reaction, faint like depression, shame, a lot of shame. They don't know how to talk. So these are body reactions. And so with therapy, with time, they learn to emotionally grow. So emotional maturity is like allowing them, giving them the emotional space and safety to grow.
So this could be, I mean, I know that you work with survivors, and so it's a more intensive, their healing process. But the tools that you're going to talk to us about for emotional maturity, they can be, good for everybody, right?
Yes.
Right? I mean, because a lot of times when we even if you're not a DV survivor,
yes,
but you're going through a tough situation, you're going through some sort of loss or you're going through some sort of trauma or stress. I'm sure that the same kind of fight, flight, and freeze mode happens to those people as well,
absolutely,
right? And everyday situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So any stress will actually trigger our anxiety response, which is fight, flight, and freeze or faint reaction. Okay. But normally we would bounce back to normal. But with trauma survivors, they have hard time bouncing back. So this is why they need to do therapy or surround themselves with people who can nurture them emotionally so they can heal. It's just like having a third-degree burn inside.
Oh.
They lose their skin and they become highly sensitive. Any trigger triggers extreme, excruciating pain. Okay. So it's the pain that causes them to react that way.
Okay, so today you're going to give us some tools and tricks on how to become a more emotionally mature person.
So before I go into the tools, I will talk about the signs of being emotionally mature. Okay. So number one is being aware that your emotions are separate from your identity. So it's very important that you're able to separate your identity from your emotions. So for example, like saying you're not an angry person. You just experience a lot of anger.
Okay, so not okay, so making sure that you can separate yourself from the behavior, from
Yes.
your feeling.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. That's a sign of being emotionally mature. Another one is taking responsibility and accountability for your emotion, not blaming others for how you feel.
Okay.
So this is very common.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a lot of people who are emotionally immature or maybe abusive, they say, "You made me do this. You
Okay.
made me feel this way."
Mm-hmm.
It's because maybe those who are abusing or bullying, they're emotionally immature, so they don't know how to make sense of their emotions, so they blame others for how they feel.
Okay.
Another sign is taking interest in other people's emotions and needs. So it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
A sign of emotional maturity meaning you also are interested in knowing how the other person feels,
Mm-hmm.
what they need.
Okay.
Okay. Another sign is receiving feedback without becoming defensive or argumentative, even when you don't agree.
Okay.
So if someone provides you with feedback, usually you become defensive.
Yeah.
You get hurt.
Yeah. You feel like they're attacking you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you become.
It also depends on how the person's providing the feedback, right? Like, I mean,
It does. But
there's a
an
lot of
emotionally mature person takes everything.
Okay.
So they're able to process
Mm-hmm.
and that separate themselves from,
But I guess there would be levels of emotional maturity, right? Like
yes.
sometimes you could have two of those signs,
Yes.
which you can learn to overcome.
It's a lifelong
Yes.
skill.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
and we learn. It's also a social emotional skill.
Right.
So people who lack this emotional maturity, that means they haven't developed socially.
Okay.
Okay. Another aspect is knowing how you feel and freely communicate your emotions with others.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we're not comfortable communicating how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
So we create like this mask
Mm-hmm.
so that we pretend like we're not feeling, but deep inside we're burning.
Mm-hmm.
So a sign of being emotionally mature, we're okay how we feel and we communicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that means that your body and brain are connected, and you're able to process those emotions through your brain to be able to communicate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another sign is expressing anger without harming others or yourself. So a lot of people express anger, but they are aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a sign of emotional immaturity.
Yeah.
An emotionally mature person expresses their anger without harming themselves or others.
So they learn how to control their emotions.
They self-regulate.
Yeah.
So self-regulation is part of emotional maturity, but it's not emotional maturity.
Okay.
So this is one thing that I want to bring into your attention.
Yeah.
So self-regulation is a tool. And a lot of people, especially within our culture, they think that they are able to self-regulate, they pray, they go to the masjid, they get married, they have kids, but they're hurt inside. They carry their pain through generations.
Yeah.
Any trigger makes them go into anxiety or depression. Okay, so self-regulation doesn't
extreme
mean
reactions, basically.
Extreme reactions or any reactions. It doesn't mean you have fully healed.
Yeah.
And this is part of spiritual bypassing. A lot of people within our community, they get a nice job, house, car, get married, they have kids, but they haven't fully healed. And that's why it's very important that before you seek that spirituality or religiosity, you have to go through your pain, you have to seek therapy, you have to heal.
Yeah.
In order to be your full potential.
That makes sense. And in our society, in our community, people don't really think about, going to therapy or that they need it. They think, oh, that's okay. We'll just do more dua, pray more.
I'm successful. I went to school.
Yeah.
I have a degree. I'm married. I have kids. But then
You have your checklist of items, and
Yes.
one of those checklists is not emotional maturity.
No,
Where it should be, right?
It should
be
be.
something that we should all strive towards.
yes. And our prophet was emotionally
Sallallahu
mature.
Alaihi Wasallam.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Yeah.
He was spending time with himself, understand his emotions, empathy. You know, empathy is a sign of emotional maturity. You know, people who lack empathy, for example, husband and wife, if they're like fighting, if they lack empathy for each other, that's a sign of emotional immaturity.
Okay, I can see how that makes sense. That's interesting. So, Iman, can you let us know like what we can do if we have any of these signs to become more emotionally mature?
So number one, you have to be okay with your emotions. You really have to be okay with your anger, anxiety,
You would need to
depression.
even be aware of it first, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times people aren't even aware of it before they can even become okay. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like we don't really sit down and think, I'm feeling this today. You
Yes.
just react,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. And sometimes the reason I say being okay is because they try to mask it because they don't like it within themselves.
Yeah.
You know, so they have like more of an identity crisis. They don't like themselves being depressed or angry, or so they're not okay with their feelings
because they are thinking, they're making it out like it's them.
Yes.
They're not being able to separate. So
they're
like,
not able to
yes.
separate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so first become aware and be okay.
Be okay.
Understand that it's just a part
It's
of you.
normal.
It's not you. Yes.
It's normal. Being
Okay.
okay meaning, yes, a lot of people feel these emotions, anger, depression,
Yeah.
anxiety, shame. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it, especially within our community, people hide their emotions.
Yeah.
There's a huge
I mean,
stigma.
this is huge, right? In
Yes.
a way that it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allow yourself.
Give
that
yourself
compassion.
permission.
Yes. Yes.
Give yourself permission
Yeah.
to feel these emotions.
Okay.
As long as you don't harm yourself or others.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
you know, being around supportive systems, so people who can support you emotionally to grow. You know, people who can support you with positive feedback, who can make you feel okay being who you are.
Sometimes it's hard to find that group of people or that person even that allows you to feel that way, right? That's what we see in our clients. Like a lot of times the abusive situations they were in, they were not allowed to have feelings, or they were not allowed to be who they wanted to be, or they even lost their identity, right? So I mean,
so sometimes it's not a group, it's just one person. Maybe that one person can help you feel okay.
Yeah. I mean, that would be great. But I mean, yes, of course, a supportive system is always very important, right? And that's what we are here at An-Nisa for, to provide that support.
Yes.
But what is some things that you can do on your own too to like be able to maybe, become more emotionally mature?
Again, spending time with yourself, being aware of your emotions, letting your emotions flow freely without any judgment.
Okay.
Usually people who are in pain, they self-sabotage.
Okay.
They start saying, having negative self-talk. I'm not good enough.
So listen to your self-talk. Listen to your inner voice.
Listen, but do not self-sabotage.
Okay.
Do not judge yourself in a negative way when you feel anger, anxiety, or depression or shame. So allow yourself to feel those emotions and be okay with it, and then encourage yourself to grow, to heal, to go out there and seek help and support. So a lot of people feel stuck. So this is one thing that I highly recommend, that you need to be okay with your feelings, and then don't self-sabotage. Don't judge yourself negatively.
And then how do you self-regulate?
So here at An-Nisa, when we do therapy, we teach a lot of self-regulation tools like deep breathing exercises, breathing with touch, any grounding techniques. Grounding techniques are good. Taking walk and practice mindfulness, meaning like start to pay attention
to your surrounding,
and to yourself. Try to be more present.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of survivors are, or people who suffer from extreme stress, they're not present. They're always worried about the future, or uh, they um, they uh, they are stuck in the past. So
And I think that what you said about being okay with how you feel would allow somebody to be more present.
yes,
Because when you're not okay with how you feel, you don't want to be in your body, right? You
yes,
just want to think about, you worry about the future, you think
yes,
about the past, but you're not ready to be yourself in your present,
yes.
right?
That's
So when
a
you become okay,
yes,
right?
yeah. That's an excellent point.
Okay.
That's it. Being okay. You're present. You're mindful. You're aware, and then you think what to do next.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not in a fight, flight, or freeze mode. You're more intentional. So you become intentional.
Okay.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So what's another tool to help somebody who's going through emotional immaturity?
So as the person becomes okay and aware of their emotions, one tool that is really highly effective is journaling.
Oh,
So
yes.
they can actually sit. It helps you to become present,
Mm-hmm.
and it also helps you to let go of any negative emotions you're feeling.
And in a way, it like when you write it down,
Yes.
you actually understand and you become more aware, right?
You're
Because
processing.
yes,
You're processing the emotions, and you're
love
aware,
it.
so you can let it out. Just like talk therapy,
Yes,
this is more like writing therapy.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love journaling. It's so important.
Yeah. Also, um, try to mirror emotionally mature people. If there are any people who have, they know how to communicate about their emotions, and they have signs of emotional maturity, like experiencing emotions without allowing them to take over. Meaning, like they remain calm and they communicate about their emotions. If you see those signs within others, try to mirror them.
So, as a parent, I would want to learn about emotional maturity so that my children can mirror me,
Yes,
right?
model.
We can model, right?
Uh-huh.
So I
Yes,
feel like it's so important
it is.
because
Yeah,
if mirroring helps you become more emotionally mature, I would want to be that person for my child, right?
exactly. Yes.
So how would we go about learning more?
I would suggest educating yourself. Go to different websites. I
Okay.
highly recommend Psychology Today. They have great articles about emotional maturity, and also Psych Central.
Okay, and we'll put the links on our
Mm-hmm.
on our page.
Yes, those are really great websites that will educate you about emotional maturity, post traumatic growth or PTG, and also self regulation tools.
Oh, excellent. And I
Mm-hmm.
would say, like, when you mentioned earlier about becoming aware of your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like those wheels
Mm-hmm.
that they have, the feeling wheels and
Yes.
stuff. Sometimes seeing words help us realize, oh, I'm feeling frustrated.
Communicate.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of times we can't put words into our what we're feeling.
Right.
So educating yourself about these emotions and emotional maturity can help you put words to what you're feeling, so you can communicate better.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's very important that you appreciate your emotions. Your emotions come from your body.
Mhm.
So we don't want to suppress our emotions. So one thing that I highly recommend is listening to our body and gut feeling. When something doesn't feel right, talk about it.
And sometimes our instincts tell us things,
Yes.
right? Our gut feeling, but we try to like push it away,
Suppress
suppress
it
it.
or
Yeah.
hide it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times it comes out later in life,
Yes.
in terms of like physical problems or
Yes.
health issues or something, because you've suppressed so much for
Mhm.
so long, right?
Yeah. So it will show up like shame or people pleasing.
Mm.
So sometimes you feel too ashamed to talk about how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Or people pleasing, you say what people want you to feel.
And you don't really understand what you're feeling because you just do it according to what somebody else
Yeah,
tells you.
standards or culture.
Got it.
Or expectations.
Got it.
Yeah.
It.
So
Well, thank you.
emotional maturity helps you become resilient.
Resilience. I love that word.
Yes. So
And that's so important. Like
yes.
resilience in life.
Yes. You don't become as sensitive. You know how to process emotions without internalizing negative judgments. You know yourself.
Which helps you with your reaction
And confidence and sense of worth.
sense of worth.
Mhm.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, because you know
Excellent.
for example, if someone comes and attacks you, you talk to yourself and evaluate.
You don't let your emotions take over.
No.
Like an immature
Yes.
person, right?
You don't let your emotions take over, and you don't internalize the attacks from others.
Okay, so you think that you're saying that by self-regulating, doing these deep breathing or grounding techniques, and also becoming aware and okay with your emotions,
Mhm.
being mindful and in the present,
Mhm.
helps a person become more emotionally mature.
Yes.
Okay, and then if and you're of course having a good support system,
Yes.
but if you don't, come for therapy or
Yeah.
get some help so
Mhm.
that you can have better relationships
Mhm.
in your
Yes.
future, right? Whether
Exactly.
it's a parent-child relationship, husband-wife, or even
Mhm.
friendships.
Yes.
Emotionally immature people even have issues with friendships.
Communication.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of communication issues. So while they're doing their healing, they learn to communicate so they can be understood.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
judged.
And that's only when they stop judging themselves.
Yes.
Right?
And being judged by others.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, that was so informative. Thank you so much, Iman. I mean, our clients are very lucky to be able to have you help them learn this kind of emotional maturity. Um, and I hope all of you out there will try to practice mindfulness. And, even as an emotionally mature person, lots of times, even if we are emotionally mature, we need to always continue to self-regulate ourselves, continue to remind ourselves that it's okay to feel what you feel, and be able to communicate that. So I really appreciate this, Iman. You were great. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.